Another Super Bowl is in the books, guys. Super Bowl 60 from San Francisco. Fairly boring Super Bowl, especially in the first half if you like offense. I actually love a good defensive performance, so um, I wasn't hating it. It was a dominant defensive performance from the Seattle Seahawks, guys. 29-13. That score from 9-0 at half is a big difference. It was 12-0 actually going into the fourth quarter. And then it opened up. Floodgates, as they say, opened up. Plus 25,000, no touchdown score. Was live in the fourth quarter, but then right away they scored. Sam Darnold found A.J. Barner early in the fourth for the first touchdown. The game went pretty much like I expected. If you guys listened on the podcast, you would have tailed Seattle. Hopefully also played the under. I expected May to struggle versus this top-end defense. He struggled all playoffs long. Anytime he stepped up and played good defenses, he struggled, guys. Right? I would have been very surprised if the Patriots won that game. I was fairly confident that Seattle was going to take it. I was on them on -4.5. I also was on them in an alternate line parlay, just in case Patriots kept it close, just to win, or -1.5 with the under in the game. So it was a very successful Super Bowl for myself, clients, and hopefully you guys did tail. Just wanted to do a little recap video here, just kind of go over what I saw, some fun facts, and keep it short since we're not going to have any more NFL podcasts for the rest of the season. Probably not until the draft. I'll do an NFL draft podcast in April to get ready for the season. And if you can't run the ball, you're in big trouble, especially this Pats offense, right? 7 carries for 23 yards from Stevenson and 6 carries for 19 yards from Henderson. Yeah, May threw in some carries as well. He actually did hit an over for me on a prop. It was over 35.5. He ran to 37. So that was a nice little side cash. Smaller units in the prop market there. Just one, there's not enough attempts. Right? 13 carries, just not enough. Even when you're down, you got to run the ball to open up this offense and passing game. Just May couldn't get anything going. Of course, a lot of that's due to the Seattle structured defensive system. But like I mentioned, guys, this was not a surprise at all how this game went. I thought Seattle did have a shot to blow out the Patriots, and that's what they did here. Don't look at a lot of that garbage time. That doesn't count. Right? A lot of garbage time. Those 13 points came in garbage time, and May's numbers came in garbage time as well. The Pats O-line, yikes. First round pick, guys, Campbell was bad all playoffs lines. 29 pressures allowed, most ever in the playoffs. Yikes! I don't know if he was 100%. He did come back from an injury, but either way, big reason why they lost this game. Well, they were going to lose anyways, even if he was good, but still. And then in this game alone, in the Super Bowl, guys, 14 pressures allowed. Wow. Their O-line definitely will need some work in the offseason. But like I mentioned, don't let the May stats fool you, right? It was all garbage time. It was 295. Like, let's just say you didn't watch the game, right? You didn't watch the game and you just looked at his stats. 295 yards thrown for, 2 passing touchdowns. But you see the 2 interceptions, you're like, okay, that's not great. Probably not going to win a Super Bowl with 2 interceptions, but 6 sacks as well. Right? 6 sacks and a 79 rating. That's where it kind of goes downhill. He did rush for the 37 yards. All those stats, guys, were in the fourth quarter when Seattle was up big. So don't let it fool you. Don't let it fool you. Pats D, it was good enough for 3 quarters to win a game, right? I expect the Pats D to be good. I think it played well pretty much most of the year, and especially in the playoffs. It wasn't the problem here. The problem was the offense. Who had Sam Darnold, guys? Who had Sam Darnold being the first Super Bowl winner out of his draft class. You've probably seen this going around, right? Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold is the guy. Special story with Sam Darnold, right? Back-to-back 14-3 record seasons. Minnesota allows him to walk, thinking J.J. McCarthy was the next guy. He still might be. He had a tough season. I actually think J.J. McCarthy will bounce back and be a fairly decent quarterback in his career. But let's see how bad, the injuries and whatnot, how it prolongs for him. And then now he goes on to win the Super Bowl with Seattle. More love for Sam Darnold is needed. The ghost. Remember, I'm seeing ghosts out there. It's not happening anymore. Right? He's not seeing those ghosts anymore. And, hats off to Sam Darnold. Of course, I know the D was the big part. If you didn't have a great defense, you can't have this success. Right? Getting good field position because of your defense. Getting on the field more often. All plays down to good defense. And of course, Kenneth Walker, guys, running very well late in the year. Well-deserved MVP Walker. 27 carries, 137 yards. The Walker breakout year came at the right time. He's about to get paid. It's a contract year, guys. Contract year for Kenneth Walker. The boy's about to get paid. It's rare you see a running back. Here's some fun facts, guys. Rare you see a running back win the MVP. Last time was in 1997, Terrell Davis. Remember Terrell Davis, guys? Denver. Some other fun facts. Mike McDonald became the first head coach in NFL history to win a Super Bowl, calling defensive plays. Coach of the year in my eyes. Variable, sure, but the schedule comes into play here. Mike McDonald was my coach of the year. And he proved it in the Super Bowl. No turnovers in the postseason. First team ever to win a Super Bowl, not turning the ball over in the postseason. That's a good one. Wow. You got to dig for some of these guys. And this is a fun one. The Seahawks had more sacks at Levi's Stadium. They played there twice, not just the Super Bowl. With 9 sacks. It's more than the 49ers had all season at home. That's a good one. That is a good one. Happy for Seattle. I'm not a Patriots fan due to obviously all those battles with the Baltimore Ravens over the years. I always hated the dynasty. So very happy for Seattle. Seattle actually is a team that I would like if I wasn't a Ravens fan. Defensive team. I love a good defensive team. That's why I always like the Baltimore Ravens. They're kind of not in that defensive identity anymore, but they used to be. That's how I fell in love with this team. So if I had to pick another team, Seattle is right there, guys. And of course, the Mike McDonald ties with the Ravens, right? I love them as a defensive coordinator. So yeah, happy the Seattle Seahawks won. And of course, we were on them. Good Super Bowl for myself, listeners, and clients. We will start research in April. Look out for the draft. But again, I'm here twice a week now. Obviously UFC is off this week, but most weeks UFC is on. And then golf. I added golf podcasts. Only audio only for that. You can find it on Spotify and Apple, but UFC video. This one I couldn't do video. I was a little tied up, but yeah, I may start doing more of these recap style. Let me know in the comments if you like them. Give it a thumbs up on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, please share, review. It does help out a ton. Link.me/system capping, everything over there. You want to support the system while you profit long term? Do so. Great start to the year already, guys. Great start in all sports. I don't think we had a losing week yet. It's been great, especially PGA been attacking it. UFC has been very profitable as well. We ended the year in the NFL market, profitable in the Super Bowl, and it was a good playoffs. Regular season was up and down. Like I always say, guys, bet smart and know your limits. Golf podcast will be out tomorrow. UFC is off this week. Take care.